Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My students of second year MBBS, we are going to start with the male and female genital organs, the histology of the male reproductive system. As you know, the male reproductive system consists of a primary sex gland, that is the testes, and there is a system of genital ducts, and there are accessory sex glands like the bulbourethral gland, the prostate gland, and also there is a copulatory organ which is called the penis. If we talk about the testes is an endocrine as well as an exocrine gland. Its exocrine function is to produce the male gametes, that the spermatozoa, while the endocrine function is the secretion of the male sex hormone, which is the testosterone. Taking into account their exocrine function, the testes are considered to be the compound tubular glands of the cytogenic variety. As regards the histology of the testes is, if we talk about its exocrine function, it is a tubular gland. It is a compound tubular gland of the cytogenic variety, and it is covered by a connective tissue capsule which is called the tunica albuginea. Testes is covered by three membranes. One is the tunica vaginalis, tunica albuginea, and the tunica vasculosa. Tunica albuginea is a thick white fibrous connective tissue, and that is called the capsule of the testes. Then deep to the capsule there is a layer which is of loose areolar connective tissue, very vascular, having a lot of blood vessels, that is called tunica vasculosa. And this is the layer which is also lying the septula testes. From the tunica albuginea on the posterior side there is an extension called the mediastinum testis. It is a thickened portion of the tunica albuginea which enters into the substance of the testes, and from this mediastinum testis arises the partitions or the septa which are known as the septula testis, and they are then dividing the testes into 200 to 300 pyramidal shaped. There are lobules which are known as the testicular lobules. In each and every pyramidal shaped lobule there are 1 to 4 seminiferous tubules, and between these seminiferous tubules there is a loose connective tissue which is known as the interstitial tissue. So you can see this is the cut section of the testes. This is an oval structure which is covered by this white colored membrane which is very thick, and it is composed of the connective tissue. There are collagen fibers, there are elastic fibers, and also there are smooth muscles in it, and these are the septa. On this side, that is the posterior side, this is the thickening which is called the mediastinum testis, and from the mediastinum testis these septa, they are septula testis, and they are coming towards the lateral side, and they are then dividing the gland into smaller compartments which are known as the lobules. And inside this pyramidal shaped lobule there is a tube which is 0.2 millimeter in diameter and about 50 to 70 centimeters in length. This is intricately coiled, a convoluted tubule, and these convoluted tubules, they are present in these lobules. Towards the mediastinum testes, these tubules, they become straightened, and here they are known as the tubuli recti, and these tubuli recti then enters into a network of tubules present on this side of the testes, and this is known as the rete testes. Rete from the reticular, that is a net like the the anastomosing and branching tubules, and these tubules they then converge, then they gives rise to 10 to 20 ductules, which are known as the efferent ductules or ductuli efferentis, and these ductuli efferents then enters into a comma shaped organ, which is actually the epididymis. These ductuli efferentis then enter into the epididymis. So this is the histological picture of the testes. In this diagram you can see the section of the testes, and you can identify the pyramidal shaped lobules, and in the lobules are present the seminiferous tubules, and these seminiferous tubules are 1 to 4 in number. And then we have got, these are the septa. This is the rete testes. This is the rete testes. These are the efferent ductules. This is the head of the epididymis. Also, you can identify the tunica albuginea, which is a white. It is a very thick capsule, and it surrounds the part of the testes. Then there is tunica vaginalis. Tunica vaginalis, as I have told you, that the testes develop in the abdominal cavity, but then they descend down, and they are then passing through the inguinal canal, and they are descending into their actual place, that is the scrotum. And this descent of the testes is very important because the intra-abdominal temperature is much more. चूँकि एब्डोमेन में टेम्परेचर ज़्यादा होता है, तो अगर खुदा न खास्ता टेस्टिस जो है वो डेवलपमेंट के दौरान वहाँ कहीं रुक जाए, जिसको हम अनडिसेंडेड टेस्टिस कहते हैं, देयर इज़ अ डिजीज़, दिस इज़ एन एबनॉर्मेलिटी, एक्चुअली दिस इज़ अ कंजेनिटल abnormality which is known as the undescended testes. The undescended testes, they should be diagnosed very early in the life, so that the testes they are then brought down into the scrotum by some surgeon, because in the abdominal cavity the raised temperature will hinder the spermatogenesis. चुनाचे ये जो है डॉक्टर जो है उसका काम है कि वो इसको जल्दी तशखीस करे और डायग्नोज करके सर्जन जो है इसको नीचे स्क्रोटम में लेके आए. दिस इज नोन एज आर्कियोपैक्सी. आई विल शो यू अ पैकेज, अ लिटिल क्लिप which will tell you how this is being done. The glandular portion of the testes consists of the seminiferous tubules, and there is an interstitial tissue inside. And the seminiferous tubules, when we talk about the lining of the seminiferous tubules, these seminiferous tubules they are lined by a very special type of epithelium, which is cuboidal, which is actually the stratified cuboidal. Modified stratified cuboidal epithelium is lining the seminiferous tubules. There are many layers of cells, and these cells are there. These are the spermatogenic cells and the supporting cells. So there are two types of cells present in the lining of the seminiferous tubules. The supporting cells of Sertoli, which are also known as the sustentacular cells, and there are spermatogenic cells. So this is the transverse section of the seminiferous tubule. You can see, when we see a cut section, there are the sections of the seminiferous tubules, 1, 2, 3, and here lies the interstitial tissue. And in the interstitial tissue you can see the clusters or groups of the cells which are polyhedral, and these cells are the Leydig cells. Interstitial cells of Leydig, they secrete the testosterone. This is the endocrinal portion of the testes. And if we talk about this spiniferous epithelium, you can see from the basal lamina, if we start, there are 4-5 layers of the cells. In the lower layer, that is the basal layer, there are the cells which are known as the spermatogonia. In a child, the cells in the spiniferous tubules, all the cells are spermatogonia. But as the age advances, at the time of puberty, under the sex hormones, there starts a process called the spermatogenesis, and there is production of the spermatocytes. There is then primary spermatocytes, the next layer is of secondary spermatocytes, and then these primary spermatocytes, they divide by the first meiotic division to give rise to the secondary spermatocytes, and these secondary spermatocytes, they gives rise to spermatids by the second meiotic division. And then these spermatids, they are then transformed by a process of spermiogenesis, and they gives rise to the spermatozoa, which are towards the lumen of these spiniferous tubules, lying in the special concavities over the surface of the Sertoli cell. So what about the spiniferous tubule? These are the sperm producing tubules, very convoluted and intricately coiled, very long, about 30 to 70 centimeters and 200 micrometers in diameter, and surrounded by a connective tissue that is called the lamina propria. There are myoid cells which are contractile in nature and help the spermatozoa to move through the spiniferous tubules. So this diagram is showing you that spermatogenic cells, they are in 4 successive stages at the time of puberty. This is a Sertoli cell, which is very long cell. This is 70 to 90 microns in length and 30 to 40 microns in width. It has got an oval nucleus which is present in the basal half of the columnar cell. And so in the lateral wall of the Sertoli cell, you can see from the basal lamina, this is the basement membrane. And the first category, there are different stages of the cells. The spermatogenic cells are present in different stages of development, and the first is the spermatogonia, then the primary spermatocytes, then the primary spermatocytes gives rise to the secondary spermatocytes, and secondary spermatocytes, they gives rise to the spermatids. So there are 4 layers of the cells. These are roughly cuboidal cells, so we call it the cuboidal epithelium. This is modified stratified cuboidal epithelium known as the spiniferous epithelium. And can you see, these are the developing spermatozoa towards the lumen, towards the apical side of the Sertoli cell. There are concavities, and in these concavities are present the heads of the spermatozoa towards the lumen of the spiniferous tubule. This is the microscopic picture of the spiniferous tubule. When we see under the microscope, you will see that in the spiniferous tubule there are spermatogenic cells, and they are in 4 successive stages. These are the spermatogonia. Then we have got the primary spermatocytes. Then we have got the secondary spermatocytes, and towards the luminal side we have got the spermatids. If we talk about the supporting cell of the Sertoli, the supporting cell of the Sertoli, which are also known as the sustentacular cells, these are the cells. You can see very long, tall columnar cells. Their lateral processes form a tight junction. Can you see this tight junction between the cells? And this will then gives rise to 2 compartments in the lumen of the In the lumen of these seminiferous tubules, there is a basal compartment and there is an adluminal compartment. And the nature has provided this by this tight junction. We have got a blood testis barrier, which protects the secondary spermatocytes and spermatids and spermatozoa from the immune attack, because these cells which are present in the adluminal compartment, they are not produced by the mitotic division, they are produced by the meiotic division. So they are identified as the foreign cells, so they are attacked by the immune system. Foreign cells, and if blood come across with these cells, the blood the antibodies, they can recognize these cells as the foreign cells, and there will be a chance of an immune attack. So nature has provided the blood testis barrier, and this blood testis barrier, this prevents the blood coming into contact with these cells which are produced by the meiotic division. So these cells, they are provided the nourishment by the Sertoli cells. I have told you that there are 4 to 5 concentric layers of morphologically distinct spermatogenic cells are present in this epithelium, which is called the seminiferous epithelium. Starting with the spermatogonia, these stages include the primary spermatocyte, the secondary spermatocyte, and the spermatum. The spermatogonia, their average diameter is 12 microns, and they are located directly inside the basal lamina of the seminiferous epithelium. These are the spermatogonia, each containing a centrally located round nucleus. Depending on the nuclear structure, the spermatogonia can be classified into 3 types. There are 3 types of spermatogonia. These are the type A dark spermatogonia, type A pale spermatogonia, and we have got the type B spermatogonia. Usually 4 to 5 concentric layers of morphologically distinct spermatogenic cells are present in different stages of development in this seminiferous epithelium. Starting with the spermatogonium, these stages include the primary spermatocyte, the secondary spermatocytes, and the spermatids. The spermatogonia, their average diameter is 12 micron and are located directly inside the basal lamina of the seminiferous epithelium. They are roughly spherical cells, each containing a centrally located round nucleus. Depending on the nuclear structure, the spermatogonia can be classified into 3 types. In an adult person, there are type A dark spermatogonia, type A pale spermatogonia, and type B spermatogonia. If we talk about the type A dark spermatogonia, as the name indicates, they contain an oval, very darkly stained nucleus, in which the nucleolus is located close to the nuclear membrane. They are the reserve cells and divide occasionally to maintain their own number and give rise to type A pale spermatogonia. The type A pale spermatogonia contain a lightly staining nucleus, इसलिए उन्हें पेल स्पर्मेटोगोनिया कहा जाता है. इनका न्यूक्लियोलस जो है वो न्यूक्लियर एनवेल्प के बिल्कुल पास होता है. These cells divide regularly to give rise to the other types of A pale spermatogonia as well as type B spermatogonia. टाइप बी स्पर्मेटोगोनिया में राउंड न्यूक्लियस होता है और दे शो डार्कली स्टेनिंग क्लम्प्स ऑफ क्रोमेटिन. Nucleolus is situated in the center of the nucleus. Each type B spermatogonium divides mitotically a few times to give rise to a number of daughter cells. The primary spermatocytes lie next to the spermatogonia. They are large cells. 18 micron is the diameter. They are having the vesicular nuclei. The secondary spermatocytes are smaller cells. They arise from a primary spermatocyte as a result of the first meiotic division, as I have said, and they are present in the adluminal compartment and away from the blood stream by there is a blood testis barrier, and this blood testis barrier is produced by the lateral extensions of the wall of the Sertoli cell, and these lateral extensions, they are having the occluding junctions, so dividing the lumen of the seminiferous tubule into two compartments. This is the basal compartment and this is the adluminal compartment. In the basal compartment you will find the spermatogonia and the primary spermatocytes, while the secondary spermatocytes, the spermatids and spermatozoa, all these three stages or the varieties of these germ cells, they are lying in the adluminal compartment away from the danger of the immune attack. So this is the blood testis barrier. I was talking about the secondary spermatocytes, which are smaller cells, and they arise from a primary spermatocyte as a result of the first meiotic division. Then the spermatids are produced from the secondary spermatocytes by the second meiotic division. They lie adjacent to the lumen of the seminiferous tubules, closely applied to the surface of the Sertoli cell. A spermatid, which is of 9 micrometer in diameter, does not divide further, but it is transformed into a spermatozoon by a series of morphological changes, and this is called spermiogenesis. Let's talk about the Sertoli cells. The sustentacular cells of the testes are called the Sertoli cells. These are tall columnar cells. These are the cells 1, 2, 3. These are tall columnar cells, and that extend from the basal lamina to the lumen of the seminiferous tubules. And they are interposed between these spermatogenic cells, which are developing in different stages. Each Sertoli cell is 70 to 90 microns in length and nearly 30 to 40 microns wide. Due to their close association with spermatogenic cells, the lateral margins of Sertoli cells are irregular and cannot easily be distinguished under light microscope. Each sustentacular cell has a large pale staining euchromatic nucleus, which is located in the basal portion of the cell. Under the light microscope, the cytoplasm of a Sertoli cell is seen to contain lipid droplets. There are glycogen granules and oftenly a spindle-shaped crystalloid. These cells also contain a very well-developed Golgi apparatus, abundant smooth endoplasmic reticulum, some rough endoplasmic reticulum. There are numerous mitochondria and many lysosomes. What are the functions of the Sertoli cells? They support and they protect and gives rise to nutrition to the developing spermatozoa. Adjacent Sertoli cells are bound together by occluding junctions just above the level of the spermatogonia, which lie in a basal compartment that has free access to materials carried in the blood. The spermatocytes cross these junctions and come to lie in an adluminal compartment. This compartment is protected from blood, as I have said. One of the other functions is the secretion. Sustentacular cells of Sertoli secrete a fluid into the lumen of the seminiferous tubules, which flows in the direction of the genital ducts and is used for the sperm transport. Then it secretes an androgen binding protein. It is also forming the blood testis barrier. It synthesizes the anti-Mullerian hormone. This hormone is produced during the intrauterine period of development, and it promotes regression of the Mullerian paramesonephric ducts in the male. So another very important function is the phagocytosis of the residual body, that is the degenerating spermatogenic cells. During the process of spermiogenesis, the wasted spermatids, they are phagocytosed by these Sertoli cells. Let's talk about the interstitial connective tissue. This is the interstitial tissue. This is a seminiferous tubule. An intertubular connective tissue of testes fills the spaces between the seminiferous tubules. It contains collagenous fibers. There are lymph vessels, there are blood vessels and nerves, and several types of cells are also present, which include the fibroblast, the macrophages, the mast cells, and undifferentiated cells. But at the time of puberty, cells of another variety, which are known as the interstitial cells of Leydig, they become distinguishable. So these are the interstitial cells of Leydig. And what are those interstitial cells of Leydig? These cells are seen to be arranged as groups. So this is a group of interstitial cells of Leydig. These are present in close association with the blood vessels because these are the endocrine cells. So they are surrounded by the fenestrated capillaries. These are large ovoid cells, each having a central darkly staining nucleus and an eosinophilic cytoplasm rich in lipid droplets. The cytoplasm gives vacuolated appearance after the dissolution of the lipids during the histological procedures. Later on microscopic studies revealed that the cytoplasm contains abundant smooth endoplasmic reticulum and a large number of mitochondria with tubular cristae. So interstitial cells secrete the male sex hormone, which is called the testosterone. This is the microscopic picture of the testes. When we see under the microscope, you will find the tunica albuginea. Let's start from the tunica albuginea. Then we have got the tunica vasculosa. This underneath the tunica albuginea, this area which has got a lot of blood vessels. It is very vascularized connective tissue actually. Then these are the seminiferous tubules. These seminiferous tubules, the cut sections are seen, and in between these seminiferous tubules are present the interstitial cells of Leydig in the form of the groups in the interstitial tissue or intertubular tissue. And these are the septa. These are the septa. These are the septular testes, which divide the testes into the smaller pyramids. Leydig cells, spermatogenic cells, and the Sertoli cells in the lumen of the seminiferous tubules in the form of the stratified cuboidal epithelium. Another diagram, the transfer section under the low power microscope. You can see the seminiferous tubules. You can identify this slide as the slide of the testes.